Okay guys, so I've been wanting to explore this for a while and the tracks. Give you guys a longer video than I did before. And this part, for some reason, reminds me from the movie Stand By Me, where those kids go on that trip to find that dead body. And they always walk around the railroad tracks. That's what it reminds me of. This used to be an egg factory a long time ago, back in the day. Way back in the day. Looks like there are some people here, but pretty sure they wouldn't mind if I were to explore and film. I ain't doing nothing wrong. Kinda cool. It's been a while since I gave you guys a video of exploring. I'm gonna show you guys. I want to do this before the storm. Can see. It's a pretty cool view. But the train's right there. Got an old tractor right there. Pretty darn cool, I like it. Film it. Not really too much to really see or to explore. I would like to explore inside there though. So yeah, you know, pretty cool to explore just with the tracks, man. I like train tracks. I like the look of them, the feel that you get in places like these. You know, I used to stay in a house in another state before. Moved to Tennessee, and we used to live right across the street from a railroad track, and the train used to come by. You know, I used to look out the window because it used to just make me happy, you know. Like I said, I would want to show more down there, but I don't know. I always want to see what's inside. Hold up. We turn on the flash off. Let's see what's inside. You know, we're just exploring. Old abandoned spook house. I wonder. They're trying to renovate it. They ain't doing a good job. Holy shit. You can like see inside of it. Looks like you can go in. I don't see no one here. Oh, wow. Take a look at that. You can tell this place seen better days. Oh, wow. It's all rotted. Shit, this is pretty cool. I don't want to explore too much. I don't know how safe this is. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Old spook house. Like I said, whoever's trying to renovate it, it's not doing a good job at it though. Be honest. So there was 2 exploring videos, not too long. But I felt good to explore again. This is gonna be a mixture of a vlog video. Now, I don't know if you guys remember seeing the movie Rest Stop 1 and 2. But this is like my fan film theory on what the movie is. And it points out to it. It's about being stuck in purgatory, right? Until you confess your sins, your soul can't rest. And because of that, you'll be sentenced to be tortured in purgatory, which will be a creation of your hell. Now, a lot of the questions, well, where does the rest stop come into play? Well, we have to go into the beginning. We have to go into the beginning. Why that in particular building? Well, back in 72, in the flashback of the film, right? Back in 72, the flashback of the film, you have these 3 inbred you have these family that are like inbred couples, and you know they're like really what's the word, sacrilegious. So they pick up this guy that didn't have any gas in his truck, right? So he ran out of gas. Well, during that, it kind of points out, like if you pay attention to how like the vehicles at the end, the spots, it's kind of pointing towards these people's death, right? And I know I'm gonna jump around a lot with this. I know I'm gonna jump around a lot, but oh well. So, you know, the guy, he gets tortured, right? But it's showing what his sins is, what his lust, or which is lust in a bad way with committing adultery. The same thing with the inbred family, right? So the husband walks in the RV, sees his wife and the stranger, cheating, having sex, right? So as they're doing this religious ritual to cleanse the wife of her sins, they're sacrificing the stranger so he can get his soul cleansed. And they chop off his hand, they really torture him, cut out his eyes, right? They bury him, but they don't bury him that good. And he comes back as a, I know some people say a zombie or a ghost or a demon, or he just didn't die. What he came back was because he got sentenced to hell, right? He got sentenced to hell or stuck within purgatory. And he killed to torture that family, which he did. He butchered them a little bit. But I have a feeling that they were already dead, and they got sentenced as for their punishment is to recruit people and to preach to them if you pay attention to the movie, because they died in a car wreck in an RV. So that's why that RV's there. And the last thing these people remember seeing before they died, and it's obvious how the stranger died who got picked up, who's known as our main antagonist killer, in a truck accident, who ran out of gas at that in particular rest stop, who was drunk. So they're all stuck in purgatory. So the stranger is there as the angel of punishment, recruited by Satan within the purgatory of hell to torture souls. The religious couple are recruited by God, but to remain as tortured souls in purgatory, to preach to those and saying, hey, you're stuck in purgatory, we're trying to tell you this, but in order to get out where you don't become tortured and killed and keep on getting the same pattern here in this life, is to confess your sins. And all these people remember seeing was this rest stop place, right? So now we go to the first one. We get our first two main antagonists, and it shows you how if you pay attention, it's showing you how they died, which was in a car wreck. Now prior to that, we don't know why their souls are tortured. We don't know why they're stuck in the hell of this purgatory. We don't know. They ran away, I get that, and I guess the brother was a troublemaker. So he's a younger brother to an older brother in part 2. But the younger brother, he was saved, he confessed his sins, apologized, so he got to go to heaven. Well, we remember seeing the young lady back in the 70s in the flashback of the first film, and we see her again as a trapped spirit in purgatory in the closet, to where to them that's the only safe haven, or at least that's what you think until the end of the movie. It's really a place where he kind of just stashes their souls for them to make them think that's where they can hide, because he knows that place so well, because he created it in the spiritual realm of purgatory within hell, right? So he created it, the guy in the yellow truck. So the boy, after we get the cop. Now it's obvious he's a spirit, but he doesn't know that until he feels himself going and understanding, like, oh, this is what happened, because he died in a motorcycle accident, and his sin was yelling at his child. And it started coming back to him, like, okay, my wife is alive, but my child wasn't, or something like that. But give them a kiss for me anyways, type of deal. So he burns alive after the place blows up. So now he goes to heaven. Now they're not showing this of these people going to heaven, but they're giving you an idea, if you really pay attention, if you know how the spiritual realms work within religion, confessing your sins and things of that nature. Well, that's what they're pointing towards this. Now, near the end of the movie, she throws a cocktail that catches fire that blows up the truck. The truck blows up with the driver, even though he's in it, but he's no longer human. He is he got turned into a demonic soul that can't die. So he ends up capturing the soul, taking us back to the torture chambers of his butt, which is a yellow bus. Again, she's stuck in purgatory. Now, at the end of part 1, we see her in this closet. Now, it's obviously the rest stop in the living room was refurbished, but within the woman's stall, for some reason, it's almost like an entryway to another realm, without them really saying it or showing it. In a way, they want to make you guess what's really going on. And again, you have to know the studies of the spiritual realm within the Bible and things like that to understand the movie. Because it works, it helps if you pay attention to what's going on in this film. Right? So now we get to part 2 of the movie. And I only got halfway because I started falling asleep because it was going almost like at 3 in the morning. But I can tell you this. Now, our other antagonists, right? We got the older brother searching for his younger brother and the girlfriend. Then we got the older brother's girlfriend and his best friend on this trip, right? Now, if you pay attention, the older brother was in the war, and it's kind of telling you, hey, like I said, these are one of the things you have to pay attention to, because you can easily miss it. Because he got captured, right, by the guy in the yellow bus. But if you pay attention to the older brother's background, he fought in the army across seas. And it's telling you that he got captured across seas and never made it out. And eventually, the soul for him ends up going to hell, stuck within that purgatory, ends up going to hell. Then we get the best friend, right? It's kind of showing you how he dies without showing it, because it makes you think these people are alive when they're not, because they don't know they're dead. Is that he died on a construction site in an accident in a porta potty, right? So it's showing you how he died. But he doesn't know that he's dead. He's thinking he's still alive. He changes his clothes and everything, and he finds a woman who he liked since the 6th grade, who was the victim in the first movie, talking to her. And then that's where, I get left off at, right before I see the boyfriend of the older brother get tortured on the yellow bus. But I gotta go back and finish the rest of it. But if you pay attention to the rest stop films, there are people stuck in purgatory. For some reason the men, and I can't remember, I think he goes to hell, the older brother, because you don't really see him after that, so his soul's damnated to hell. I think the best friend, I think he committed his sin. So he gets to go to heaven. The girlfriend of the younger brother, I think she goes to heaven. Why? Her best friend takes her place in purgatory hell at the rest stop. And like I said, it's one of those films where, it can be any theory that you want it to be. But if you pay attention to it, in my personal opinion, I think it's one of those films. They're both great films, and they're both heavily underestimated. But it's one of those films that you have to know the spiritual realms, purgatory, hell, heaven, and purgatory is where you kind of go at if you're a trapped soul. where you get stripped of everything because you repeat the pattern of being tortured because you weren't cleansed, or you didn't confess, or you died as a hurt soul, or with guilt. So they're stuck in that. But like I said, you know, a lot of people want to know about the religious couple in the movie, if you've seen it. Like I said, they were recruited by Jesus after their death to be people to preach to them and kind of saying, hey, we're telling you what this guy is, what he turned into, how to save yourself if you don't want to be trapped in purgatory. Now they'll remind you, they're not going out saying this, they're not showing this, but they're hiding it in plain sight to where they want you guys to figure it out, the viewers. And that's what I get from it. Then, you know, again, it can be one of those movies to where in reality you can stumble onto grounds that are haunted and that have so much negative energy that it comes into existence. And there are places where in buildings, houses, it doesn't matter where you're at, where you go into them, something kind of happens where scenery kind of shifts to where it's like another dimension, like a portal between the living and the dead. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, those older couple could be the damn souls forever be stuck between the living and the dead. And the guy who's killing, again, he could be a tortured soul to start torturing other people within the living and the dead, and especially their souls in the afterlife. You know, like I said, it can be anything you want, but what I get from it is that it's about being trapped in purgatory and not having yourself cleansed and stuck in hell, you know, in your own creation. But, you know, that's just my film theory. I'm finna head and later on today and finish watching part 2, because they're really great movies. I really recommend anybody that likes horror films, check out Rest Stop 1 and 2. There's not a 3, not that I know of. And there's another great movie you guys need to check out that I'm gonna watch later on tonight. It's called Dead End. Really great. I recommend checking it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video for today, and I'm out.